This is my audience. My parents divorced when I was really young, about 2 years old, and my dad has never really been here for me. My mother and I moved back to Gas City to live with her parents once they got a divorce. I was only about 2 or 3, so I don't remember much before that. With my papa always being around, he seemed like a father figure to me more than anyone else. Although I would have given so much for my biological father to have been there for me as my dad, the only thing I would never change is the special bond that my papa and I shared as a result of my dad not acting like a dad. I consider my papa my hero without a doubt. In about the middle of first grade, my mother and I moved to a little tiny white house in Converse, which meant I would be tending Oak Hill. I played many sports throughout elementary, although I was always the quiet, shy one, and everyone always told me to be more aggressive, especially in basketball. My mom and stepdad would always tell me everything I was doing wrong, like I needed to look for the ball more, I needed to move my feet, and to get open more, but not my papa. He would never criticize me when the game was over. He always pointed out everything I did well, even if it was just that I had a good shot or I guarded my opponent well, and tell me he loved me and was proud of me because I did a good job. This was always felt so good, like I was actually good at something, probably because I looked up to him so much. Education has always been extremely important to him, for us grandkids. None of his children, him or his wife, ever went to college, so that was something that he always thought was important for us to do. He always said we needed to go to college to get a good job that paid well so we don't have to work in a dreadful factory like he does. I can actually remember one year for my birthday. My mom put a scrapbook together for me, and all my family and friends had each made a page for it. On the page my papa made, he cut out a picture of a fancy, expensive car out of a magazine and taped it to the page, telling me to go to college and one day I would get a good job and be able to afford a car like that. The note has always stuck with me because I know if he had a chance to go back and go to college, he would. So he could have a better and more enjoyable job now. He always talks about how he wishes he could drive a Mustang Cobra. If I won the lottery or had the money, I would definitely get him one because he's done so much for me. Religion is something that's also always been very important to him. If I ask him about something relative to God or the Bible, he could just blurt out an actual Bible verse about the topic, the exact verse. He has actually read the whole Bible, and not only read it, but went to different seminars to study his Bible. This has always amazed me because he has not been to church for years. It breaks my heart because my family and I always try to get him and my mama to go to church with us, but they never do. Although my papa smokes constantly, like a chain smoker actually, but never in the house. He always bundles up in the winter in a Carhartt brown sock hat and leather winter gloves and smokes outside the back door. He takes the dogs out with him so they can use the restroom and run around. In the summer, you can always find him out back smoking with no shirt on, his brown flip-flops, and a pair of jean shorts. I always give him a kiss and a hug before I leave to go somewhere. And I can always feel his spiky face, which always feels the same if he shaved that day or not, and the smell of stale smoke lingering on his clothes.